All right, let's dive deep into the current state of the Chicago Bears and their biggest needs heading into the upcoming NFL season. Because honestly, the spotlight is squarely on the edge rusher position. This team's defense hinges on getting consistent pressure on the quarterback. And if Montez Sweat isn't fully healthy, the Bears could find themselves in some serious trouble when it comes to disrupting opposing offenses. Dominique Robinson has been a name that fans and analysts have discussed a lot, but so far he hasn't shown the kind of impact that can change games consistently. Even if he takes a step forward, it's hard to count on him as the cornerstone of the pass rush. The reality is the Bears desperately need an edge rusher who can come in and immediately make a difference. Someone who forces quarterbacks off their spot, racks up sacks, and changes the rhythm of opposing offenses. Looking at the broader landscape of the NFL, it's clear there are several teams that might be facing a rough season ahead. The New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns, and New York Giants all seem to be struggling with their own unique challenges. The Saints still have talent on the roster, but their quarterback situation is shaky, which makes it tough to imagine them making a deep run this year. The Browns, despite having solid pieces, face similar uncertainty at quarterback, and that always casts a long shadow over any team's prospects. The Giants, while appearing stronger on paper, have one of the most brutal schedules in the league, and that could derail their season early on. The Jets look like they'll be scrappy and competitive, but probably not contenders just yet. Meanwhile, teams like Miami have the potential to take a nosedive if their key players don't stay healthy, but if everything clicks, they could easily win 6 or 7 games. The Patriots appear to be improving as well, making the AFC East more competitive than it has been in recent years. As for the Colts, their situation is more uncertain, especially with questions about their quarterback depth and potential injuries. Back to the Bears, the priority clearly has to be strengthening that edge rusher spot. While there's always chatter about other positions, maybe running back, safety, or linebacker, the impact of adding a quality edge player cannot be overstated. If they manage to sign a solid edge rusher, that player might even start immediately, depending on how Dominique Robinson looks in training camp and preseason. So regardless of whether this new edge player starts or rotates in, addressing this need is crucial for the defense to take a step forward. When it comes to cornerbacks, the Bears have some intriguing pieces. Jaire Alexander is a name that often comes up, especially because when he's healthy, he's arguably one of the top 10 corners in the league. Pair him with Jalen Johnson, and you might have one of the best cornerback duos around. But the big question mark with Alexander is health. He has missed more than half of the games over the past 4 seasons, which makes him a risky signing. Given that, it seems unlikely the Bears will go all in on Alexander. On the other hand, Tyreek Stevenson has quietly been a solid presence in the secondary. The new defensive scheme, which will likely feature more press man coverage, fits Stevenson's strengths perfectly. While it's clear that a fully healthy Jaire Alexander would be the better player, the Bears might be better off investing their resources elsewhere, especially in acquiring a pass rusher to bolster the front seven. Among defensive players on the Bears roster, there's a lot of hope riding on the young pass rushers. Austin Booker and Javen Dexter are 2 names that could potentially break out this season. If either of them takes a major step forward, especially as a sack producer, it would be huge for the defense. Defensive tackle might not be as big a concern right now because the Bears have some depth there, but the edge rusher spot remains a glaring need. On the cornerback front, if the team can lock down a strong number 2 behind Jalen Johnson, the cornerback trio would be tough to beat. That's why finding either a breakout edge rusher or a solid CB2 could really elevate this defense. The salary cap and contract negotiations behind the scenes are also an important part of this puzzle. The Bears have some smart minds working together on this, balancing player values, signing bonuses, and the cap hits year by year. The front office has to be strategic about how they allocate resources to make the roster better without hamstringing future flexibility. It's a constant dance between pushing to add impact players now and keeping the team sustainable long term. When fans ask about the Bears' biggest roster needs heading into training camp, edge rusher always tops the list. Yes, running back! And other positions could use upgrades, but the defensive line pressure is the difference maker. If they can sign an edge rusher who can start right away or at least rotate effectively, it could be a game changer. The offense has a lot of mouths to feed, with receivers like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and others expected to get targets, but the defense needs to find that consistent disruptive force to complement them. Speaking of DJ Moore, he's a favorite among Bears fans, and there's plenty of optimism about his potential this year. He's proven he can rack up yardage, with past seasons over 1,300 yards receiving even with inconsistent quarterback play. This year, with a hopefully improved offense and more weapons sharing targets, Moore could get back into the 1,000-yard range easily. The big question is whether he can recapture the explosive plays he made a couple of seasons ago. His yards per catch dipped last year, so the Bears will need to open up opportunities for those big game-changing plays. Another name that keeps coming up is Trey Hendrickson. His deal isn't finalized yet, but there's still a lot of interest in bringing him to Chicago. Adding someone like Hendrickson would instantly upgrade the pass rush from a weakness to a strength. The idea of having Montez Sweat, Hendrickson, and Dominique Robinson rotating along the edge is tantalizing because it would give the Bears a versatile and dangerous defensive front if Austin Booker or Robinson can contribute as well. That front four could become one of the better units in the league. Even if Hendrickson's contract seems like an overpay for what some might see as a rotational player, that's often the reality in free agency for key edge rushers. The potential impact on the entire defense would make it worth it. On the offensive side, Caleb's development is key. But another player to watch closely is Rome, a second-year wide receiver and a top draft pick. He's shown flashes of potential, but the Bears need him to become a reliable and consistent number 2 receiver. The goal is for Rome to be a low-end number 1 or at least a top-tier number 2, the kind of player who can consistently stretch the field and create matchup problems. His rookie year was solid, but the next step is becoming a dominant force that defenses have to game plan for every week. All these pieces come together to paint a picture of a team at a crossroads. The Bears have promising talent, especially on defense, but they need to address key gaps to move from being competitive to a true contender. That edge rusher spot stands out as the single most important addition they can make, and if the front office gets it right, the entire defense could take a major leap forward. Meanwhile, the offense has to build chemistry and continue developing young players like Rome and DJ Moore to support the defense's efforts. With training camp and the season looming, all eyes will be on how the Bears address these needs, how their young players develop, and whether they can stay healthy. The potential is there, but turning it into wins will require sharp moves, consistent performances, and some breakout players stepping up at the right time. Building on what we've discussed about the Bears' defensive front, it's important to highlight just how transformative a strong edge rusher can be for a team's overall identity. Pressure on the quarterback doesn't just result in sacks. It forces hurried throws, creates turnovers, and can disrupt the timing of an offense, giving the rest of the defense a chance to make plays. For the Bears, adding that kind of player could be the missing piece to turning a solid defense into an elite unit. The ripple effect of consistent pass rush is huge. It makes coverage easier for the secondary and energizes the entire defense. This is why the focus on edge rushers like Trey Hendrickson is so intense. His ability to generate pressure, combined with Montez Sweat's presence, could change how opposing offenses approach the Bears. Dominique Robinson's role is still something to monitor closely. While he hasn't shown star-level production, yet his versatility could be a valuable asset if used correctly. Playing both as an edge rusher and occasionally inside as a defensive tackle, Robinson offers flexibility that can keep offenses guessing. But realistically, the Bears cannot rely on him to carry the pass rush burden alone. He can be a strong rotational piece, but the team needs an impact player to anchor that side of the defense. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Chicago may be buzzing with excitement as rumors circulate that wide receiver Alan Lazard could be making his way to the Windy City as part of the free agency frenzy. While nothing has been confirmed by the franchise, the speculation alone has sparked celebrations among Bears fans who are eager to see new life injected into their offense. Lazard, a 6'5" target known for his physicality and red zone presence, would bring a fresh dynamic to Chicago's receiving core and perhaps some much-needed consistency. After several seasons with the Packers and a brief stint with the Jets, Lazard has remained a respected, if under-the-radar weapon in the league. Now, with whispers of him donning navy and orange, fans are dreaming of the possibilities. Though sources close to the Bears front office have remained tight-lipped, a few social media clues and insider murmurs have added fuel to the fire. Some point to Lazard's recent Instagram activity, including follows and likes on Bears-related content, as breadcrumbs leading to a deal. Others claim sightings of Lazard in Chicago in recent days, though such reports remain unverified, adding, Lazard could also signal a broader shift in the Bears' offensive strategy under their current coaching staff. Known for their run-heavy approach, bringing in a receiver like Lazard might hint at a desire to stretch the field and provide their young quarterback with a trusted target who can win contested catches. Of course, this all remains in the realm of speculation. Until pen meets paper and an official announcement is made, it's all just smoke. But Bears fans are certainly hoping there's fire behind it. One thing's for sure, if Lazard does indeed land in Chicago, the fan base will welcome him with open arms, and Soldier Field might just roar a little louder this fall. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.